Welcome to Mini-Bootcamp, guys. We will be talking about HTML, CSS throughout these Mini-Bootcamp scheduled time slots. And I would be your instructor. And the overall objective and goals of this Mini-Bootcamp is to, get into the front-end development, knowledge. And then hopefully by the end of this mini bootcamp, you will have a in-depth understanding of the front-end technology and the other tech stacks. So before getting started, of course, I would like to introduce myself first of all, and then start step by step the plan, and then the learning objectives, and so the examples, practices, and so on. Okay, so my name is Kanebek. I work for Deloitte as a software developer, and currently my project is fully related to front end using React, Redux, ES6, JavaScript, as well as HTML, CSS, also responsive web applications like responsive web libraries like Bootstrap, React, and so on. And I'm working for Amazon at the moment so our client is Amazon, but I'm the full-time employee of Deloitte. And for earlier, I worked for California statewide project, and then also I have an extended career of teaching at the academy. I delivered courses like Python, data mining, machine learning, data analytics. And so, yeah, that's it regarding myself. And besides my, professional skill sets, I can say that I really like to, swimming, and then walking also, meditation. These are my hobbies. Yep, that's I think a brief introduction about myself. Okay, you guys see my screen, the introduction to HTML?
Yes, we can see.
Awesome. So today I'd like to start from the very basics of HTML, and then how to design, architect our very first web page using this particular language. Okay, so you maybe heard earlier what is actually HTML, or maybe just HTML, and then maybe some of you already have experience. And anyway, we will start from scratch, and hopefully we end up building kind of some tangible and some kind of web page over here together based on the knowledge that we will be covering. So before getting started, just want to remind you guys, anytime, any moment, please do not hesitate, guys. Just let me know if you have questions. You can raise your hand and then just open your mic, and then interrupt me, just asking what does that mean, why we use, and what is the purpose of that, what is the use case, is there any place we can use other than that, and so on. Any kind of doubtful questions, whatever you want to clarify in details, I'll try to help as much as possible. Okay, and then I'm pretty sure that there are guys over there in this meeting really well experienced, maybe than any of us, maybe. Okay, and would be glad to hear your opinions as well, so your inputs, okay, your knowledge. So here we are joined to help each other, share knowledge, and then ask questions, and then clarify things that we are we want to know, or we are curious for. Awesome. And so what is actually HTML? So these are the contents for today's class, the HTML, and then its history, the page structure, a simple HTML document, and then we'll start with the very first question, actually. So what is HTML? Okay, so this actually is a short of hypertext markup language. So whenever you hear that HTML, it is actually not one single word, but this is the abbreviation of these 4 different strings. So hypertext markup language. Okay, so we can go in depth and then analyze what do they mean actually, hypertext markup language. So in other words, okay, many times I really, do not go with the slides, and I try to explain everything based on the practice, based on the industry, based on their use cases, and by showing them examples. Okay, don't worry, guys. At the beginning, if I go with some definitions and then, but we will at the end of the day we will be doing a bunch of practices to clarify all those definitions. Okay, so but without simple explanations, it's also not possible. So that's why let's define it, this unknown or the very first terms. HTML. Actually, this HTML specifies document elements. So for example, you have a heading, right, paragraph, tables on your web page. So those are specified, those are architected with the help of HTML. And so HTML is used to mark up a document, so particular document, think about a web page, okay, for displaying by a computer program. And that computer program is called a web browser. Okay, so you design, you architect your headers, let's say body, and then footers, navigations, and menus, whatever you want to include in your web page. So you architect, you design with the help of HTML, and then that can be displayed by a computer program known as a web browser. So what are the browsers guys available out there? What kind of browsers? You can list at least 3, 4, 5. So Chrome, right? Google Chrome. And what else? That's one of the browsers.
Mozilla Firefox.
Mozilla Firefox. What else?
Internet Explorer.
Yes, Internet Explorer, and then Edge. Yeah, that's Microsoft Edge is in fact
Opera
Explorer. Opera, yes, and then
Safari.
the one that Mac uses, Apple computers uses Safari, and then Brave over there also, if you have heard about. So you can go and then Google it. There are at least 10 well-known, but the commonly used one are the one that you listed. Okay, so that web browser is you can say, the computer program used to display the architected or those kind of designed HTML documents. Okay, so in different words, HTML is the code, okay, that is used to structure a web page, and also and its content, okay, used to structure and web page and then its content. For example, let's say content could be structured, as I mentioned earlier, set of paragraphs, set of lists, bullet points, images, data tables. Okay, those are all the contents can be structured using this HTML. Okay, and why is it important? Is it that important, this HTML? It is, okay, because it is in fact a programming language. You can say that HTML is also programming language because it says hypertext markup language. Okay, this programming language used to describe the information on a web page. Okay, and so together with HTML, for example, or here CSS, JavaScript, make up an essential building blocks of any website in today's world. Okay, so for example, with CSS, the controlling a page appearance and the design, and what else, the colors, and what else? The positions, the locations, and so on. We can control those HTML, building blocks. And however, using the JavaScript, we can give a spirit, we can give a soul. Okay, so as a result, our web page becomes a functional, dynamic, even smart. Okay, so with the help of those tech stack, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and today's web page or web application becomes super smart, super functional, even dynamic, okay, and then responsive as well. So you can type something, you can enter, you can write your username, user credentials, and so on. So it becomes responsive. Okay, so that's why this HTML is really, really super important. And another question you may ask that is it easy, guys? Is it easy to learn? I would say without doubts, yes, it is. Okay, it is because yeah, I answer it in short, yes, because it is not that difficult comparing to other programming languages. It is still coding. It still uses syntaxes, but it may seem daunting to you at first. Like you may get confused, but you don't need to have any kind of programming experience for this HTML knowledge. Okay, and what else? Let's say HTML isn't nearly as hard to learn as you might think. That's why it is easy. With one word. But regarding JavaScript, yeah, it is a little difficult. I wouldn't say directly with simple short answer. JavaScript also easy to learn. No, but after HTML, CSS, JavaScript becomes way meaningful. Okay, so once you understand the purpose, the importance of JavaScript, then with that motivation, with that inertia, it would be way interesting. Because with HTML, CSS, we end up building some kind of web application, but we want to give some spirit. We want to apply some functionality. Who can help us in this case? So we need someone. Okay, so that is a JavaScript, and then yeah, jumping into JavaScript would be interesting once we learn HTML, CSS. Make sense? Any questions regarding the HTML, its importance, and then its the goal? Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, it makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for your feedback. And we can continue with the short history. Short history of HTML. So it was originally developed by Tim, okay, during CERN. And then, so working at CERN, he became frustrated at having to log on to different computers to find different information, and then as a result, he somehow come up with an idea to figure out things to make them easier. So then he figured that there must be a way to hop from one set of information in another that's on different computers. For example, he was struggling to jump from one information to another information, okay, and then as a result he come up with that kind of solution, so he can easily redirect it from one link to another link using this HTML architecture. That's the idea behind the team when he originally developed this HTML. And also it started from the very early 1990s, okay, and then it started with the very first version, and then second, third, fourth, and currently we are using the HTML5, which is way different than the one that is initially released. So HTML5 is I will go later on. It's in details. For example, what are the features in HTML5? Okay, so it is really actually useful. And then during the interviews for your further, let's say, challenge, I would also share the real world examples. What are the possible interview questions regarding this HTML5? Okay, I will be sharing as well. And so having said that, So let's jump into HTML page structure. So this is how HTML structure looks like. So for example, you want to design a cartoon, right? A cartoon of one, let's say, object. And this object is, in this case, let's say a person. And this person, of course, has head section and then body section, okay? And so the same way HTML has its head and then body sections. And then it is wrapped with these HTML elements, we call them. So over here, if I have an annotation, I can draw. Looks like I don't have annotation. Okay, reactions. Anyway, okay. So if it's over here at the top and then at the bottom, all the way here, we have HTML kind of wrapping this object, right? And this object has two parts, head and then body. And in fact, the HTML also looks like the same way how this object looks like. Over here on the right side, this is the real world example of HTML architecture. So it has a HTML element starting over here and then wrapping over here at the end of the page. And inside you can put whatever you want. But inside head, okay, regarding head, you can put inside body, you can put only things regarding body, okay? So for example, head, what could be this head? This object should have name, right? Inside head, we can put name or title, okay? Because we would need the title for the page as well. And then body, okay, body may have different organs like object over here, and then body may have, you know, different functionalities and different, you know, branches. So that's why all those kind of the building blocks of this HTML page can be implemented inside this body. Let's now, step to create our very first HTML page. So I will go from the very, you know, basic page building format or page building mode, I would say. Can you guys see my screen, my desktop?
Yes.
Okay, so let me create over here one folder and can say Clarusway HTML, okay? And then inside this folder, I can create one very simple text document, okay? Can you see that this text document?
We can see it.
Yes, we see.
Okay, now this text document can be our web page, okay? But now it is kind of notepad or just a simple plain text document, but we can make it as if it looks a web page, okay? So let's go and then, obey the rules that we have mentioned recently. So over here, HTML should have its, starting and then ending points, and then it should wrap two main, the parts, right? The first part is head, the second part is object. And inside that head and then body, we're gonna implement our page components. So let me put over here and then write that how my HTML looks like, okay? So to make browsers readable, I mean, to make the documents readable by the browsers, so we will start with this required simple syntax, which is called Doctype. Okay, so this Doctype is HTML because there are other type of docs, maybe XHTML or other kind of, okay, but since we are working with HTML, we have to define that this document is gonna be a type of HTML. That's why this is required, okay? Doctype HTML, and then so I can start writing this guy over here, HTML, and then closing that HTML, okay? And inside these two opening and then closing HTML elements, I can build these head and then body sections. Okay, as you see here, head. So just you will start with these angled brackets, opening and closing, or greater or smaller, you can say icon, or let's say symbol or something like that, or actually we call it angled bracket. Okay, so here head and then closing section of this head, and then inside this head I'm going to build later on my title and so on. And then after head we have body section starts. Okay, so body, and then over here my body. Now this body will include all the the main page components. I mean all the building blocks, all the branches, other type of components over there can be all included inside this body. So head, as we mentioned, that it takes title. So let's build here title quickly, and then name here that my first class. Okay, and then based on this my first class. Okay, sorry about that. Just close the door. Now, title is simply my first class. Okay, or we can say my first class with HTML, and then we have to just close this one. What does it mean that every time we are opening and then closing, every time opening and closing, do we go the same way? Yes, most of the time. If you want to create, let's say, a header, right? This kind of HTML page structure. So we have to start opening of this element, and then we have to close this one. It means that we are ending the, writing the head section. For example, if you wanna write a footer or either other kind of table, we wanna build a table, right, on our web page. Okay, we have to start building table. Once we are done with the table, we have to close that table. That's why most of the time we close every element once we open. If we don't close, the page gets a little bit confused. Not only confused, we may end up destabilizing the component structure. As a result, for example, title may get into injected in somewhere or other unwanted places, or header may end up somewhere all the way down in the footer section, or on the right section, or on the left section, and so on. Okay, those kind of unexpected design organizations may happen if we don't close properly after opening every single this element. So we can call these our elements, title element, and then once we are done with that title element, we can go and then put over here our body. So now our more or less very basic HTML structure or skeleton is ready, but just with title, nothing in the body. Let's put here some kind of header. Okay, I'll explain that header one by one. So let me just put here initially H1, and then put here H1 again, and then I can put here header section, and we will go with one by one as H1 and so on, but let's display on our web browser how it looks like once we architected our very first HTML. Now you just need to go, guys, save this a little bit differently as it was saved earlier. We just need to change its document type from text to all, and then you can put here a name, let's say Clarusway.html. That's it, Clarusway HTML, and then save, and let's go and then check our folder. It's over here. It is by default be opened with the Firefox. Okay, I can open with Firefox or Chrome. Let's open with Chrome, how it looks like. It's over here. Now check it out. Header section, and then my first class with HTML is at the top of my browser as a title. Okay, as a title. For example, if we go to check Yahoo, right, you're gonna find that the title of this the Yahoo is, or here Yahoo Mail Weather Search, something like that. and then it has bunch of titles, headers, paragraphs, and so on. This Yahoo is one of the headers, and this news is another header. This new is another header, and this new has another header, and then it has some paragraph content and so on. Okay, this is how the page is organized. But if you want to go into this page architecture, you just need to right click, guys, and then inspect. And this way we can find where that every element is located and what is its exact HTML name. Okay, for example, what is the exact HTML name for this title is title. Okay, the name of that element is title at this point. Look at this. Where is our file? Yeah, the name of this element, my first class with HTML, is title, the element name. And name of this header section is H1. Okay, name of this header section, or let's put here, hello Claruswians, for example. Okay, so let's save and then go back and refresh our page. So once you guys saved as an HTML, you don't need to go again and again save as an HTML. So that's only once, and the next time you just need to save it and then refresh your page. That's enough. And every time whenever you want to make changes or you make updates, you just need to save it. Okay, save it and then go here and then refresh. So now it is hello Claruswians, and my first class with HTML is our title, and then this one is our header, and the element name of this hello Claruswian is H1. That's a specific HTML element name, H1. Let's inspect that one, and then we will also inspect this particular web page. Now look at this. The moment I click my right right button of my mouse, and it shows me element, and then over here you have a type of doc which is called HTML. Okay, and then I have a header section which is title. You see, title, my first class, and then I have a body, and now body is already highlighting my main page where I want to display all the bunch of stuffs, already highlighting when I just hover over. And now if I go into even, it shows me that, oh, you have an H1 element. Okay, and then the contents of the H1 is hello Claruswian. That's how our page is organized at this point. Hello Claruswians. Let's go and then inspect this Yahoo. Okay, element, and then we have, you see, Doctype HTML, and then let's go and then check that title. It's over here. Title is this: Yahoo, mail, weather, search, politics, news, finance, sports, and videos. And the same way, Yahoo, mail, weather, search, and the rest is just hidden somehow. But this is the title, okay? And now after that title, we have body. If you just hover over this body, it highlights the entire page, because this body means whatever you see always, okay? From this point to this point, from the top corners, and then all the way down from this point to this point is all included inside my body. Okay, so now if I just highlight, it shows me that you are in body. And then from that body, I have a bunch of different HTML elements. So let's get into one of them is, so here I have one of them is div. We will be talking about it. And then another div. Let's go and then find something else. Something looks like H1. Okay, so here we have a element, div element. These are all HTML elements. Okay, and div element and div element and so on. You see? Yep. Yeah, these are all HTML elements just going and showing us, okay, where you are hovering over. Okay, if I go a little bit down, for example, over here, I can say that there is another HTML element and so on. This way we can inspect any web page, okay, what kind of element that this website used for building this particular page. Okay, for here in our case, we use title for title, this is for sure everyone uses. And then we used H1 for our header. Okay, this way we can analyze. Let's go back and then proceed with our content. So we mentioned that how HTML page looks like, and then simple HTML document we mentioned. So it starts with the document type, and then title, and then body. Okay, so now we can start with the heading. So heading is can be used with the element name H1. Okay, this is the opening, and this is the close. Okay, this is the opening. Okay, how you open, and then regarding the closing this is how we close. Okay, and why do we use 1? Can we use 2, 3, 4? Of course. So we can use up to 6. You see, H1. So initially we used H1 here. Now let's use H2. Okay, what happens? So H2, and then open this one, and then close this one, H2. So let me make it a little bit larger. Okay. Great. Now, look at this. I use H1 first and then H2. What would be the difference? We will see. And then I can use until H6. Okay. This is 3. And this is my 3. And then again, a couple of different sizes. So this is 4, 5, 6. And now the same way I have to change the closing part of my element, 6, 5, and 4. Now, what do they mean? They mean, guys, the size. So H1 is the largest header you can use for the headings, and H2 is the next larger. I mean, the little smaller than H1. And H3 is also next smaller than H2. H4 is next to H3, H5, and H6, so on. The smallest among these headers is gonna be this H6. Okay, and in other words, H1 defines the most important heading, and H6 defines the least important heading. And we just need to save and go back to our browser, and let's refresh. We will see the most important is H1, and the least one is H6. Okay, so here you can say that, okay, this looks like kind of H3 or 4, right? And then let's get into this particular website. And for example, this one maybe looks like maybe H4, and this one maybe H1. Okay, so you can put the one that's at the top H1, and then the one that's a little bit less important, you can use H2, 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on their importance. Okay, so as a result, we ended up putting here different headers. Any questions, guys? Is everything clear?
Everything is clear.
Yep.
Okay. So what I would like to do, wrap up for this 45 minutes is, so we mentioned the importance of HTML in today's world, and then its its definition, also the main architecture, use cases, the purpose of this HTML markup language, and then where we can use this one, for what, and with whom we can use. Okay, we mentioned, and then also we started with 2 main element, which is one of them is title element, the other one is H1 element. And what are the other elements? Oh, there are many. Okay, but of course we will be learning the most important and then the frequent used ones. Okay, if we jump to Google and then just type here HTML elements, so we see that there are a bunch of, for example, let's see the image. So these are the element names, not this one, sorry. So the list of HTML element names. I would say maybe here, this is paragraph. Let's see what else this one. Yeah, this is, you see element name is HTML is the main one that wraps our entire document. And then we have head section that wraps the title. And then we have body that wraps the whatever we see between this top point and then the top right, top left corners, and then bottom left and then bottom right corners. That is considered as if they are body, okay? And inside that body, we can put this bunch of HTML elements. For example, HN, okay? And then B, and then I, and then UL, OL, LI, BR, P, HR, and so on. So one of them is, we mentioned that H1. So over here, HTML elements, let's see, H1, okay, P, BR, and what else? Yeah, so these are the very basics that we have already talked on them. And then let's have a break, and after like 10-15 minutes we will be continuing again at 7. Okay, after, let's say, after 12 minutes. Make sense?
Okay, good.
Yep.
Got it.
Okay, let me make sure that if you can still see my page, guys, my screen.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we mentioned that H1 is one of the commonly used elements for header sections generally. Okay, so using this HTML element, we can we can name, we can give titles, and we can also highlight its importance according to the numbers that we are using, H1 to H6. H1 is definitely the most important one, and so on. Okay. So the next text element could be over here. So paragraph. Okay. So for example, I don't want to keep writing everything with H1, H2, H3, H4, but I want to also start something that looks like my my text makes my text look like a paragraph. So H6 comes with the default, if you detected that, if you noticed that, default bold design, font weight, okay, bold. And for example, how can we write something without bold? Just a regular text is by going with this P element, okay, or paragraph. So P and then just P. And over here, I can write any text, and it doesn't look like as header bold, but looks like regular text, okay, with its default size. The default size is around like, I guess 50 or 16 pixels generally, and we can of course change later on, but automatically it comes with its default size. So let's say here, hi, let's say good evening, happy to see you at Clarusway, for instance. Okay, now I just need to save and then refresh my page to see that paragraph. Okay, you see, it doesn't look like H1 or H2, H3, H4, but looks like small and also without any font weight, just regular paragraph. And we can also include many bunch of text over here. So let me write and then just copy, okay, and so on. So for example, you can start here, you can just hit enter and then end up here as well, rather than writing everything on the single simple line. And let's go back and then refresh it, and just the paragraph. This is how we can manipulate text, how we can work with the text in this HTML. And so you see, P, and then body, and so on. For another example is, let me put over here another header. Okay, it doesn't mean that once you started your main page with H1, so you can't use another H1. No, you can use wherever and whatever amount of H1 you want. Just it's up to you based on your logic. For example, let me bring H3 and then put over here again one more time. And there, instead of hello Clarusians, I can say that today's posts, okay, with capitalized, and today's posts. And then I can go with another paragraph, just grabbing this and then putting over here, assuming that this is something, a different text, okay, today's posts. Now let's save it and then go back, refresh it. So we have H1 over here, and then paragraph, and then H4, and then paragraph again. Okay, makes sense. And also, for example, inside my paragraph, one of my paragraphs, I want to include something. I want to, address or underline something is very important. I can take, let's say, H6, or let me write here H5. Okay, so H5, and then again H5, close H5. Say that during my paragraph, if something is important, okay, I can still use H5. So let's take this text, not this one. This is, let's say, important text. So if you want to use something during inside paragraph and want to make or underline its importance, we can still use one of H elements from H1 to H5. I mean, H6. So in this case, I'm using H5, and then let's save it and then refresh it. You see? And it says, hi, good evening, whatever we have as a paragraph, and then comes again another H5. This is important text, and then continues again with the regular paragraph. Okay, makes sense?
Yes.
I can remove it. So we have H1, and then a paragraph, and then again H3, today's posts, and then paragraph. Inside paragraph, I have H5. See, and let's say that I have here another H4. H4, and this H4 is, let's say, contacts. Okay, and inside is H4, and I have paragraph as well. So let's say that this one is P, and then this one is also P, and I want to put here, let's say, follow us on Twitter, and then one more. Let's see how it looks like. Yeah. Okay. Even though we see this is H4, and then this is paragraph, we are wrapping with H4, automatically forcing that paragraphs also become as a bold rather than regular text, because we are wrapping with H4. That's why it takes everything inside this H4 and then forces to obey the rules that H4 has. Okay, so this is another concept we covered regarding the text, paragraph, and so on. Cool. And yeah, if you're practicing at the same time, guys, make sure your project is also working. Okay, if there is a question, please feel free. If it's not working, and so on. And I would also suggest you go, guys, with this cool website. It's called CodePen. Okay, CodePen. And so you can directly go online and then write your HTML codes to practice. CodePen.io. And let's get into, and you can use your regular maybe Gmail credentials. I'm already signed in, So once you're signed in, you can go and then create a new pen just by clicking this particular drop-down menu on top left corner, and then just click the new pen over here, just pen, okay, and it creates you a brand new HTML page, and then you don't need to worry about this JavaScript CSS part, but we can only work with this HTML. And then once you write the correct HTML elements that we did already, and you will see immediate result on your right hand side. Okay, that's why this code pen is a great web browser, web application where you can run HTML codes. So one more time, just go and Google code pen, and then the one that's at the top of your search results, you can click it and then use your regular Gmail credentials, and then from the top left drop down menu, click this pen, and it creates you a new HTML page for you for further practice. On the right hand side, it's gonna display immediate results. So let's do the same practice over here that we have done so far, and then we will continue from this page from at this point. So now it's gonna be my Doctype, right? Doctype in HTML, and then it has the wrapper HTML, and then I have to close this one. So can just close this one right in here. HTML. And what are the two main, so I have to close this one. What are the two main parts inside my HTML? Head and body, right?
Yeah, head and body.
Of course, and head. So let's close this one as well. Head, and then let's open body. Body, and then close this one. Body. Done. Now, inside this head, we can put title, and then inside body, whatever you want that we want to display for the users. So this body will include everything between whatever you want to show in this white screen, okay? But title will be not in this white screen. It goes to your, browser. But here, let's put here title element, title, and then right here, Clarusway, let's say HTML, okay? And then close this one, title. And yeah, it starts immediately, refreshing by its own. But since it's, title, Clarusway, since it's application, it may not reflect directly your title over here, but the rest is for sure will display. So for example, H1, right? Let's go with H1 and then close this one and another H1 and just close it. And let me make it a little bit larger. Cool. Now we said that, sorry, hello class. And then inside this hello class, you see immediate result on the right. I want to create a paragraph P and then just close this P and then put over here lorem. So there is a default text. If you type lorem and then click enter, it's gonna bring you kind of this built-in text, okay? And so you can use to practice doing your HTML studies. And now let me put over here H4, okay, to emphasize that this title is less important than this hello class H4. And then I can put here today's posts and put over here again another paragraph. So P and then close this one. You see what happens if we don't close, if we just leave lorem and then just go with this one. This is wrong actually, okay? We may still be seeing the result, but for example, in the future, you want to type something else, a different HTML element, that would be considered as if that's also paragraph. even though you are architecting over here list or table, since you haven't closed your paragraph, that may make a huge confusion. Okay, if you don't close, that's why this closing is always mandatory. Now we close this today's post, and finally with the H6, let's create one another title H6, and then it can be contact us. Okay, and then another paragraph maybe. So Lorem, and that's it. See, H1, H4, and then H6, and the rest is all the time paragraphs. And inside paragraph, I still want to make, for example, one H3, still possible, because I want to emphasize that's also important. But okay, no need to confuse at this point. Anyway, everything is clear. Does make sense, guys? There's code pen and then there's practice.
Yep, clear as mud.
Thank you. Yeah. So you just need to follow this, you know, the structure. I can share over here. So Control A. So let me take it. Everything. So you can also practice without, if you are a little bit lagging in terms of typing, I can put over here in chat. And so you can copy and paste and start practicing on code pen. Okay.
I got a question.
Yes.
Are we missing an exclamation mark just before doctype HTML?
Say it again. What is that? You mean that?
Yes, exclamation
of course, mark. Yeah, of course, yeah. We have to put that. Yeah, in our original project, yeah, we have to put that one. But this, since I mentioned that this CodePen is an application where you can run your HTML codes, it doesn't say that there is a huge error, even though you can go without this one. You see, it still works if I remove this HTML as well. Okay, still works. But that doctype and then HTML wrapper are mandatory part during your project deployment for the, let's say, for the cloud or for the kind of, let's say, URL. So you want to create a new URL. Okay, you want to buy a new URL like based on your own domain name, and then if your HTML file does not contain that doctype or that wrappers with HTML, that would be a huge mistake. Okay, but here, since this is a code pen, still works, no worries. But however, this is a part of the concept that the HTML requires. Okay, here we don't need to even continue with that one. Awesome. And any other questions? Cool. And now, so we somehow covered the text, how to work with text, and you can, put different texts. You can write longer text. What else? So I want to go with the lists. So let's say we have list of items, right? Like let's say cars, and then under the car category, I have a bunch of different models. So those models, should be indicated or emphasized with the bullet point. So in that case, my best option is to go with the lists. Okay, so lists can be ordered or unordered. Let me type over here. So lists, lists can be ordered or unordered. So if we go with ordered, okay, our list goes like this: 1, let's say Amazon, and then 2 Apple, and 3 Netflix, and so on. Okay, so this is ordered list. About unordered, So instead of writing this 1, 2, 3, we will go with the bullet point 1, Amazon, and then just second one is Apple, and third one is and just Netflix. Okay, so there's no like you can say that particular order, so it just goes with the bullet point. Let's create that one. So ordered list always starts with OL, and then we have to close this OL, and inside this OL, I'm gonna go to create my list, and list element always follow with the li element. So li tag names, li. Look at this. So I can put as many li's as I wish inside this OL. As long as I am wrapping these li's with OL, okay, these li's becomes always ordered. So you see, the moment I type here li, it started putting me here 1 already. So let's say here, I'm gonna go ahead and put one header with H2, okay, and then cars, and then put here H2, and then OL indicates the car types. Let's say Volvo, okay, and then another li, and then let's open and then close this one, li, and let's say Nissan, okay, Nissan, and then another one more. I just can go and then paste this one, and so on. Let's say this is my Honda, and this is, let's say, Dodge, and this is, let's say, Chrysler, and the last one more Ford. Okay, so you see, I have cars with the header size of 2. This is little smaller than H1, but anyway, it looks like way bigger than my this one, H6, right? I think H6, and also H4. And then I have, all the ordered list of items under my cars category. Okay, this is how we can work with the list of items. Make sense? And then we can even go, guys, into nested list. For example, I under this Nissan category, I want to go another list of Nissan, let's say, types. Okay, so I can go here one more time to open OL, and then close this OL, and then right over here, li again, li, and then close this li, and right here, let's say Accord, and then let me put here, copy and paste, Control C, and then just paste over here. Now let's say this is my crossover, and then this is my kinda, what else in, let's say, fit. Okay, and yeah, that's it. You see how we can go into an ordered list, and then inside a list, another nested list. Okay, you just need to open another OL and then list as many LIs as you wish. Make sense? And even you can go further. For example, under this, actually, let's put this under Honda. Okay, not Nissan. So you see, this is actually inside my Honda, and then I want to even go deeper with Nissan. Let's say here I have Nissan. Okay, so let's say Honda is okay, and under Honda I have another list of items, and over here I can list another li. Okay, and let's put this one also. Yeah, just an example. Volvo, and then Nissan. Nissan has another under this list. Nissan, I have another nested list. Okay, and then Honda, I have another nested list, and so on. Okay, makes sense. Cool. Any questions, guys, up to this point? Now, how about the unordered? We saw that these are ordered. So every time they associate with numbers 1 to 3 from top to bottom, right? But I want to just go with regular bullet points without any numberings, okay? And so in that case, I have to just start my list with the UL, indicating that, okay, I will go with unordered list, UL. Okay, just UL. That's it. And inside that UL, the same way we did for OL, we go with the LIs. Again, LI, and then open, make sure that we closed. And then it has some content. Now, this content is called text content, okay? Or content of this particular element. So if these are all, the content of body, and then every single HTML element has their a local content. So local content for this LI is 4th, and local content for this OL is this entire huge LIs. Okay, that's why the content is another term we will be using frequently. So LI, and let us put some content over here. But before that one, I want to just emphasize here with a simple paragraph P. Okay, and then just close this P, and I'll say fruits. Okay, fruits. And then unordered list. Let's scroll down to see. You see, you started witnessing. We have a bullet point over here, and I want to put here melon, and then another is li, and then just close this li. And over here, I can put peers, and what else? Another li, and let's say apples. Okay, and let me copy and paste over here to list a couple of more. So apples, pears, lemon, and watermelon, and let's say kiwi, and then finally banana. Yep, you see how it looks like. We have cars, ordered list, and then nested list inside, and then fruits, we have unordered list.
Can you copy the ordered list and unordered list after the cars title as well?
Okay, you wanted me to send it?
Yeah, from chat.
Okay. Yeah,
because
okay.
I'm trying at the same time, so I couldn't get you.
Gotcha. Okay, save, and then I can say share over here. Yep, that is it. You can have it now.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can just go a little slower over here. Look at this, so you
Can I
follow.
ask a question?
Of course,
please?
go ahead.
How can we adjust or change the indentation? For example, after Nissan, the list we put underneath, indentation is a little too much, for example, for me.
Yeah, that's
How
default.
can we adjust that?
Of course, why not? Yeah, we can make at the same level, a little bit on the right, a little bit even way on the right, but this is default automatic indentation. Okay, no worries. Once we start with the CSS, you start grasping the in details.
Okay, so we don't do that kind of adjustments in HTML.
No, that is with the CSS.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, yep.
I have a question real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Is it possible to, inside of how you nested the ordered list, is it possible to put an unordered list inside of, like nest them like that, unordered list with?
Yeah, great question. That is 100% absolutely possible. Let's do that. So we have over here ordered list and then unordered list. Let's try to mix them. Okay, so now I want to go after Dutch with the unordered list. So you just need to just open this UL and then close this UL. Okay, make sure that is going to be unordered, And then we will go regular li again, li, and then close this li. And now I can put here something, let's say RAM, and what else? li, and then just close this li again, and not sure, kind of another RAM, let's say 145, and so on. Okay, so you see Dutch, and then unordered RAM and RAM 145. That's it. It is still unordered. And for the just make sure that you started your unordered with UL. That's it. And for the ordered, we can also do the same, just OL. Okay. OL, and then just open and then close this OL and put items as many as you wish. For example, watermelon, and then I want to go with different fruit type over here. Li. So let's say pomegranate, and then one more. Just every time, make sure you open and close, open and close, open and close. What could be, let's say, blueberry. Yep, we have watermelon. Up to this watermelon, everything used to be unordered, and then after watermelon, we have ordered list. However, for the ordered, we have all the way down until Dutch, everything is ordered, and then after Dutch, we have unordered list, and then we can continue with again the same way for the ordered and the same way for unordered. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, pleasure. This is how things can be ordered and then unordered. And yeah, please have fun and try to practice at the same time if you want. If you want to, get fast experience. So, for example, during the interviews, let's say if you are asked what kind of list types you know, and then you can definitely say ordered and unordered. So ordered is initiated using OL, and it is an HTML element which you have to specify li inside, okay, to indicate the items are ordered. And then for the UL also the same way, it is unordered, and then you have to specify li to include items inside with bullet points. Awesome. And let's go back and check our contents. You see, I prefer many times going directly practice, rather than reading or going with the definitions, because practice, experience, industry knowledge, that makes more sense, guys. And I think that would be helpful for you as well, hopefully. And we covered the paragraph, and paragraph contains blocks of text. Okay, so whatever inside this P is the content of that P locally. And this is first paragraph, this is second, and then so horizontal line, we will talk about it. Before that one, let me show that LIUL. So lists, you see, ordered list elements and then unordered list elements. So we mentioned that ordered list elements is used to create ordered lists with a sequential order. Yeah, we already witnessed that it goes from 1, 2, up to whatever your last element is going to be. And each list item is defined by li tags. So this tag is actually the term that I'm using so far is element, okay? You can interchange that HTML tag or HTML element, the same. So li tag or HTML li element. So you see here ordered HTML list with H1 and then OL and then li. That's it, the same the way we did. And unordered list, just on the other hand, is just to create unordered list with no particular order. Each list item is defined by, again, li tag. Apple, Microsoft, Intel, and UL, and so on. Okay, look at this and pay attention. That's it. So we have body, wrapping, and then see this indentation. It doesn't matter, even though you write here unordered, let's say after like 8 spaces, your unordered HTML list text still goes to them starts from the most left side. Okay, even though you write this one, let's say this H1, right, all the way over here, still starts from the very first. It doesn't mean that if you put here space, it starts from the middle. Okay, to put in the middle, where we have to cover more HTML concepts and as well as CSS, then that becomes way clear. But however, to make our code readable, we of course we have to follow the code readability techniques. So from here, I would say once we start with body, okay, everything should be like somehow a little bit on the right side indented of body. Okay, yeah, this way. And the same for the OL. If you start with OL, okay, everything should be wrapped with OL, and then those who are childs of OL or children of OL should be somehow indented, okay, should be spaced. Understanding that, okay, oh, this OL is wrapping, this OL is closing, and then LI, okay, and then this OL, okay, put somewhere over here again. And this way it makes more clear. You see, what is this? OL is opened here and closed here, and then OL. Yep, again, OL is opened. And then we have to put this on the right as well. So this way it looks readable. And during the real world practice, if you are working with the teammates, teamwork, team project, anyone who reads your code, yeah, they clearly understands what you have done, what are your contributions, okay, and what actually changed you made and so on. Otherwise, still tries to understand your teammates, but you may somehow create some difficulties while understanding your code syntax. So that's why it's also part of skill to write clean code and then readable code. Okay, clean code and readable code. So we can put this one on somewhere right side, and then OL on the right side, and then this is together. Yep. And if you see over here, the indentation, I mean, the space is still same, even though we pushed this much to the right. Okay. Great. And elements, before getting to the next HTML concept and then HTML tag, let me quickly cover these two another HTML tags. One of them is horizontal lines. So for example, you want to draw this kind of horizontal flat line. Okay, so there is a very cool element called just HR, horizontal line. For example, if we put before the cars over here, so this is a different element. So you just need to go with HR, and then that's enough. You don't need to close with HR. Okay, so it's called self-closing element. It is closing itself without any requirement for this extra closing tag. Okay, so the HR is enough. So let's go and then check self-closing tags in HTML. There are a couple of list of self-closing tags. So one of them is HR over here. Okay, and the other one is BR, embed, and input, link, meta, param, source, okay, area, base, and so on. And we don't see here H1, H2, H4, H5, 6, or paragraph, or LI, or OL, or UL, okay? They are not self-closing tags. They have to be closed with this with this closing tag, okay? But this HR, since this is one of the self-closing tags, yeah, you don't need to, close this one. It automatically draws you a horizontal line. And over here, we can also put HR, let's say one more HR, and we see the horizontal line again, cars, and then here. Yeah, you can put here as well, HR. And let's see. You see? As if it's my inside the fruits, because it's the part of my UL, so it has to obey these UL's indentations, and just that's why it's indented and then started drawing. But this is another self-closing HTML element or tag you can use for horizontal lines. And line break. So line break is used to create empty space. Like in any other programming language, you can create empty space, right? Just by going with this BR. And let's see if we have BR also self-closing. It is. You see, self-closing. Another example for self-closing for creating, for creating empty space. Now I'm gonna go here after let's say after accord. Okay, I will just put here BR, and we should see here some space after accord. Yes, you see, just an empty space. That's how you create empty space and then horizontal line, because we need them based on our logic, based on our web page, web design. Okay, oh, I need space, I need a break, I need a horizontal line. So in this case, we have to remember them. Oh, there is an HTML element called PR for creating empty space. Oh, there is an HTML element called HR for drawing a horizontal line. Okay. Okay. Let's say that you forgot how to draw HTML, horizontal line. Just go and Google it. How? Just type in here how to draw line in HTML. You're gonna see this. Stack Overflow is the one who can help us always. So HR, no need for CSS. You can just use this HR tag from HTML. That's it. Okay. Actually, it follows with this right slash as well. That's why it's called self-closing. Okay. BR also this right slash. This is the way how you self-close. It means it's opened and then self-closed. After immediately this one, this angle bracket. Okay. Is there a vertical line? That's a great question. By default, there is no HTML vertical line, but you can, rotate this one using the CSS. Once you can rotate, yeah, it becomes available. For example, just going how to, rotate HR in HTML. I do vertical HR line. You see, there are a bunch of different options, but I can show the very simple way. So since this is HR, there is HR. It's over here. Okay. So once we start with the CSS, it becomes way simpler, guys. No worries. Once we start with CSS, we can even draw vertical line, horizontal line, and so on, whatever we want. Okay. Makes sense?
Yes,
Any questions?
No.
for now.
Awesome. Yeah, glad to hear that. Okay. So we have seen a great number of HTML tags, H1 through H6, paragraph, horizontal line, line break, and then ordered list, unordered list. Okay. So you can take this link entire, guys. I can share you with this link. If you just hit this one, this link, you will open immediately this entire page. Okay, and then you don't need to, you know, type again and again. You just can change or make change, update whatever you want. But after copying, look at this. I'm gonna share this link. Control C. You just have to fork this one. Can you see here down below on the under this top? I mean the left down corner, fork. Can you guys see the fork button?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just need to hit this fork. So this link becomes yours. Otherwise, it still becomes mine. Okay, when you close the link, you may not be fine. But after clicking this link, let me share you with this one. Once you click this link, and after opening, click this a fork. So it's gonna be yours. And you can retrieve, you can always take it back whenever you sign into CodePen every time. Okay, just click the fork. And that fork contains whatever we have done so far. That's it. Or we can take this one and everything we can take, Control A, Control C, and put over here in our text. Okay, and I can insert inside this HTML to see how it looks in our browser. Okay, save, and then let's refresh our browser. And we do have all the changes we have done so far based on the, you know, that text document. This is from our Chrome browser. Same, nothing is different. Or from CodePen, same, nothing is different. Great. Let's try to wrap up this this part of class before getting to having the break. So we learned how to practice with CodePen. Okay, this was another, you know, simple tool. So you can go and then jump into to practice HTML, CSS, even you see JavaScript. And here you don't necessarily need to write always your doctype, because anyway this is HTML. You see, anyway the HTML, you can just go with the, you know, body immediately without even header. And H1 we covered through H6 paragraph. Doesn't come with the default, you know, font weight, unlike this H1 or H6. Okay, and then what else? Ordered list, unordered list, they come also just with the regular font weight without any bold or italic shapes or you know, font styles, just a regular like a paragraph. And then ordered list, unordered list provides us to implement nested lists inside particular list, as many nested you know, list as you can go. For example, you can take this one and then after this put this one, and take that after the put this one. Okay, we have nested now at least 3 stages over here: Nissan, Anchor, Servia, Anchor, and so on. You see how we ended up nesting everything. This is called the nesting. And then we saw, you know, the HR for horizontal line, and then BR for creating a space between the, you know, between HTML elements. Cool. And let's have a break, and then after 15 minutes we'll start again. Okay. So if you have questions, meanwhile, you can go with that. So for the next part of the class, I would like to talk on images, how to tackle with images in image size, resizing, and then using that border attribute and the attributes of image. And what else? And then links as well. That would be that would be great content for today, hopefully. Awesome. Now I want to go the same code pen and image to draw or to put all those kind of stuffs you see over here are of course handled with the help of images. For example, if you want to find out this guy, where could he be? Okay, so that's somewhere at the top line. This is not. And this is our body. Anyway, don't want to waste time. For example, image. How can we put over here kind of some image? So that's done with the help of another HTML well-known tag, which is called image, img. Okay, as it says. So you can just type that one in this way. So after a class, let's put over here img. Okay, and let's go back and check if it's self-closing or not. And it is. You don't need to close with the other img closing tag. Once you open, that's okay. And now it has some attributes. We call them attributes. So if you provide or supply that attributes, it's going to contain some information. For example, one of them attribute is called src. So this src is source where we can link our image. Okay, and then it has another attribute called alt. So I'll explain this alt. And then, for example, what else? The other attribute is for changing and reshaping that that image is called width. Okay, this is another attribute. And then, of course, we can also modify and then play with the height of this image. So now somehow the image is over here created, but without any particular content, without any clear content. So we have these attributes: height, weight for changing its dimensions, and then alt, and then src. So src, as I said, that is the source. It's a kind of string. Okay, so between this, anything between this quote is going to be our source. For example, we can go and then grab someone, let's say Bill Gates. Okay, let's say, and we can grab his image over here, just going by the image, and then we can get this image just clicking, and then from right hand side, copy image address. So this one I can use in my HTML page building. Okay, or you can save locally in your computer, and then from your local computer you can specify its directory. So this image is under this folder, under this folder name, and this directory. So it still goes and then checks and then brings into your page. Okay, but I can use this link directly and then put over here to display on my page. Now this link holds the one that we just browsed. Even though you put here, you see that guy. Okay, so now Bill Gates is over here, but with a huge resolution, which is not wanted by this page. You see how image attribute is really powerful to show the content as an image. Okay, how can we change the image dimension? Is just by going this width and then height attributes. So during the interviews, let's say, tell me about the image attributes. Never forget that it has at least this 4 attributes which are commonly used. Of course, with CSS, we don't even need to use this with height, but by default, image has this kind of attributes as well. The most used one is this alt and then src. Okay, so src is the source where you link the image content, and a width and a height you can, of course, manage locally. So here, let's put here, I would say 200, and then the height also 200. So it's gonna be kind of square. Okay, you see, 200 and 200. Even I can do it a little bit wider, not to stretch on the x-axis. I mean the y-axis. Okay, so now our image is stretched on this horizontal line, and if we make it a little bit higher on the y-axis, looks a little way better. Okay, this is how we can bring the image. If you want to bring more, yeah, just copy this one and then put over here. You can put next to each other the same image. Okay, and also we can put someone different over here, not only this Bill Gates, but let's say who else? Let's say Steve Jobs, right? Sorry, this is Steve Jobs, and then can bring over here. Let's say this one. Copy image address, and then just change this one from Bill Gates to Steve Jobs, and that's it. With the same size, with the same height, with the same dimensions. Okay. So let's say anything changed from this URL. So let's say instead of here New Yorker, I just remove the Yorker. What happens? Looks like we don't have such source or URL that holds this particular picture, right? This particular image. In that case, this alt goes into line and then shows me, okay, there is a place for image, so I can show that this is still indicating the image. Okay, without that alt, it wouldn't be showing me even that indicator. Okay, but here it is, since this is code pen, but that alt is really important to show when you don't have real page content, I mean the image content. Okay, that's why alt is really important. You can even type here meaningful information, let's say Steve Jobs. Okay, so the browsers will, while searching, give you some meaningful information. Okay, there is no image, but you see, they're supposed to be Steve Jobs. That's why this alt is another important attribute for image. Let's say
I have a question about that.
we use alt in images. Let's say, yep, go ahead.
Okay, I'm wondering if the alt, I guess you could have been getting to it, but I was wondering if instead of just putting text there or having that little template showing that nothing's there, is it possible to, like, say, have the alt direct to the file on your server, like the one on your computer, or vice versa? If you were using the one from your computer for the original source, could you have the alt to link to something on the website, like another page that you rip it from?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. But yeah, your idea is to find somehow a solution when you have a missing image, right? So you think that whether alt could be a solution for that. Unfortunately, we cannot use this alt for redirecting this page in this case. This is just for additional information. But for that redirecting, of course, we have other HTML elements, HTML tags, okay, to redirect when there is some kind of missing information. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. So, for example, why we use alt in image? Okay, this could be also, maybe knowledge for further interviews. It's required, provide alternate information for an image if a user for some reason cannot view it. Okay, that's why we need this alt attribute for alternate information. See, well, otherwise, yeah, we have here it's original text. So I just want to take everything back and save it, and we have. So we learned that image has these particular attributes. Okay, so attributes, when they say attribute, never forget source, width, height, alt. These are the commonly used ones. Okay, so yep. Any questions regarding this image? Cool. And next one, after image, we can do link elements. We can work with the link elements, how we can redirect to different pages, how we can go and then jump between the pages. So when we click that particular HTML element, the page is redirecting to other web page. So image is okay. Let's go image tag. We can improve the design of a web page by adding image, that's for sure. And an image tag used to define an image, and definitely. And then the image tag is empty. It means that it doesn't have a closing tag. It means self-closing tag. Okay. SRC attribute allows us to specify a web address URL of the image, and it's mandatory to display an image. We have to pass a SRC, and valid SRC. Okay. And yeah, alt attribute already mentioned about it one, visually impaired users. But this one also, helps your browser to search in a more meaningful way. For example, visually impaired user browse the web via screen reading software. The screen reading software can read the text inside an attribute. So that's why this alternative is also helpful to increase the accessibility of your web page. Okay, so it improves the accessibility. Otherwise, this would be not accessible for these visually impaired users when they are screening your page with these kind of screening software tools. Okay, the width and height attribute we already mentioned, and then we have also this kind of border attribute. It's also a cool feature. Let's try and then use that one, and border. And let's say 2 pixels. Okay, so it's gonna just create me extra border over here, if you see. Okay, 2 pixels. We can even put here larger, so it just puts a frame around my image. In fact, there is a frame, but because of this black screen, I'm not able to see it. Let's take it and then put over here for the first one, and then save it and run. You see the frame, and then inside that frame I have my original image. Okay, any questions? Image is a really cool element, commonly used, one of the most frequently. Of course, we need to put image always. Without image, there's no way for building web page, web applications, right? And let's move forward. What else do we have? We have links. So links. How, for example, this happened when we click this particular link. Let's say I want to go inside this page, and then when I click this one, terminology, synopsis, demo. You see, if I click over here, it redirects me all the way down to this particular page. You see, this is without source, but still provides me meaningful information. Oh, there is supposed to be math problems, supposed to be word games, but kind of image is missing, but still, accessible. This part of code is still accessible. And however, if I want to be redirected to other pages, let's look for links, see image page. And then if I click, it just redirects me to different page. Okay, how can we do the same functionality over here is with the help of a tag. Okay, a tag. In fact, this is not a self-closing. We have to close this one. Okay, once we open, we have to close. And I want to put over here our a tag a, and then make sure you close this a. And then, so let's say, welcome to Clarusway. Okay, and then now you see nothing is clickable. I want to be redirected as promised, right? So this is just nothing but just text. Why it's not redirecting? So it has an attribute still. Again, like image, we have to incorporate over here, which is called href. Okay, href is kind of, you can remember, reference. It's gonna reference me to where I put here. Okay, so let me write here, let's say clarusway.com, and then bring this web page and then put over here that one. Okay, clarusway.com https. Now let's save and then see. You see it is showing me already. Oh, this is kind of link that can redirect me to somewhere else. If I close these guys and then click this one, just redirects me to Clarusway directly over here. Okay, it's a nice feature, right? Using this href. So, for example, this is the most commonly used. So let me take it back. This is a commonly used attribute for a tag or link, or it can be called a tag or anchor tag also, or link tag. Okay, this is the commonly used, the attribute. What if I wanna, open this page on different tab, another tab? So here, when I click this link, it immediately opened me in the same page, right? But I want to be redirected to different tab. Let me click this one, still same page. But how about this bookmark? When I click, let's say donate. Yeah, this is how it's redirecting to me to different tab, right? So we have to use here another, another attribute, which is called target. So if you put here just target and then underscore and then blank, okay, blank, it sends us to different tab when we click it. Let's see. Yep, it is sending us to different page or different tab. Sorry, same page, same link, but different tab. That's how you can use this target attribute, href attribute. Make sense? Any questions? Great. And so this, in terms of this image, you can also put, guys, gifs, okay? But the videos do not have to, provide the correct MP4 format or whatever available video format for video element. Okay, so you can go and then check HTML video tag. So this HTML video tag is a really cool element. It comes with HTML5 with the latest features. Okay, just video, and then you have to provide the source, for example, movie MP4 or the OGG format as well. As for the image, let's use the GIF, for example, over here. I want to take this one and then paste over here, but not this image anymore. Rather this one. I want to use, let's say, kind of GIF. Fountain, let's say GIF. Not gifts, but GIF format. Let's grab this one if it's a GIF, but looks like not GIF. Yeah, let's kind of GIF, copy image address, and then put over here. Save. Let's see. Yep, GIF is also functioning properly. See? So now let's remove this image. Instead, I can leave only GIF and continue with my link page. Okay. So we can also put here H4. Something is, you see, messing up our code. That's why it looks everywhere green. A is closed over here. You see, this is how things messed up sometimes. Let me take back. Image is this one. Okay, this A tag. Welcome target. Okay. Let me remove this image. H1. Clarusway. A tag. Let me put here image again. And then SRC, just put here our GIF. Sorry. And alt for alternative information fountain. And that's it. Image, it's at the body. Okay. So we can take it down here, this one. After paragraph, somewhere below here. Okay. Cool. Yep. When you click, just redirects to a different page. Any questions, guys, regarding image and then a tag? This is how we can redirect things. And also we have another, cool feature for a tag. So for example, when I click this fountain, so it let it redirect to different page. Okay, let it redirect. So instead of this Clarusway, I have to put a content. Let's say this image. Okay, so this is my a tag, and it still requires kind of content. If I put over here that image, this image becomes clickable. You see, if I click this one, it redirects me to a different page. So instead of writing here kind of some text, let's say Google, let's say click to go Google, okay, instead of this text, if I click this one, okay, it redirects me, but instead of this text, I put here my image, and now image has become a clickable. So we can just click and we can put here H1. And click below link to continue, let's say. Okay, and here we have click below link to continue, and then click below, let's say, GIF to continue. Okay, and so we can click and then redirect to a different page. Make sense? This a tag image, we kind of integrated together under the same hood. Okay, under the same hood. Any questions, guys?
Thank you so much. It's clear, yeah.
Awesome. So I can ask a question, maybe Shanice Fernandez. Can you hear me? Hey, Shanice. Or I can go with Hamza, your last name, Game TV, or just as the.
My son is using my email address.
Oh,
He
that's
has a
right.
YouTube channel, and this is my son. I think you can see.
Got it.
Here.
Okay, that happens. Yeah. So how do you go, for example, if you wanna, list your items in an ordered way? What is the HTML element name?
First OL.
For ordered,
and then
for ordered.
LI.
Yep, you're gonna start with OL and then make sure you close your OL, and then inside OL you can start writing your LIs, right?
Yes, you're right.
Great. And we can continue with Martina. So how many different header tags you can use? Martina, can you hear me? Or we can continue with the Mehriban. You want to go?
6 different headings we can use.
Exactly, from H1 to all the way to H6, right?
And H1 is the biggest, the most important.
Got it. Thank you.
Goes
Yep.
to smaller.
Martina also answered over chat. Looks like some microphone issues. Okay, no problem. And regarding the image attributes, what are the attributes? Goktuk, Demir G, right? Demir key. Hey, Goktuk, can you hear me? Or you can continue, Seljuk, Zakaria. Kamuran, you wanna try? Hey, Kamuran.
Yeah. Okay, what was the question? Can you repeat?
Yeah, what are the attributes of image tag? You remember?
Yeah, there was image. Let me tell that one second, please. It was href. That's
for the image.
one.
For the image.
For the image, img.
Okay, the attributes. What kind of attributes you remember?
And was
SRC, right? The most important one. Yeah.
Yes.
That's where we use
and height.
That's SRC, where we link image, where we put image, where we provide image, so it is displayed on our web page, right?
Yes.
Awesome. And Brandon, what is the attribute alt used for? Brandon Smith.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is the attribute alt used for?
Alt is used for the hearing impaired, the disabilities, and when your image doesn't show up, you can throw more information in there, so it comes through the browser.
Absolutely correct. Yeah. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah. Somehow we figured out the things that covered today. And regarding a tag image, if you have questions, please feel free still. And let's go back and check what else do we have. So a tag is, I said, it's really cool. So you can wrap the text and then put here inside something. For example, let me put again another link all the way down here. For example, let's make this a tag. Okay, so we want to convert this Honda to, the a tag. Okay, so now we just need to put here a and then close this Honda with a again. A. And then now we have to provide here an attribute which should redirect to different page, which is really, really important. I can go and then put here honda.com and then put over its oops, not that bookmark, but Honda. Okay, I can grab this one and use this. Okay, you see here, guys, honda.com, and then Honda, it becomes clickable. At the same time, it is, I think, still ordered. Yes, at the same time, still ordered, and then just clickable becomes. Okay, let's see, and then check Honda. Yeah, if I click, it opens me a new page, but I can use another attribute, which is called target. Okay, if I provide here underscore and then blank, it's gonna open me a new tab. So just a new tab and a Honda. That's it. Regarding a tag, you can wrap everything whatever you want. You can even wrap this entire paragraph with a tag. And then if you provide here, let's say, correct URL for this href attribute, it becomes clickable. And then as long as they click every time, it just redirects you wherever you want. Okay, and don't forget, this is a tag is not self-closing, unlike image, unlike the break, unlike horizontal lines. href, we have mentioned we didn't complete the HTML. Yes, href used for completing that a tag, and you see target. If you don't provide target, okay, by default, automatically it opens over here without this attribute. By default, automatically opens over here. Just click this one. Yeah, just replaces your already existing page. But we don't always want this happens. So we want for the clients, customers to open, uninterrupting page. Image as a link, we already mentioned how we can make image as a link. And hopefully that's the end of the subjects. But before completing this one, so let me do everything from scratch very quickly. Okay, whatever we have done so far. So you can take this link again one more time. So let me put over here, and then you can just click and then fork it. Don't forget forking. Fork is over here, down below on my right, okay, on your screen, and it becomes yours. Now, so now let me erase everything and just start from the beginning. And for the real world HTML document practices, this Doctype and HTML is important. So my page is gonna be a Doctype. What kind of document type? Is it Word document? Is it Excel? Is it CSV? No, it is HTML. That's why this is important. And I have two, sections. One of them is head, and this should be closed. And then head again, and then head again, and then here body. Okay. So, and also during the real world practice, never forget that this is wrapped with HTML tag. Okay, this is the main parent, you can say HTML. But since this is already HTML here in CodePen, don't worry about it. Don't worry about these, HTMLs. Okay, this head, you can put, title. So it's gonna reflect on your browser title, like this Clarusway HTML. And then it's a self-closing. So let's say, hello, HTML. This is our subject today's. Okay, and then put here HTML. Now, the important part is body. Whatever we want to display or show for the client or the customer, this inside this white box should go inside this body. If you put here image, we are just wasting our, efforts or doesn't make any sense. Something like we are, putting the nails somewhere completely different place. Okay, rather than fixing our roof or someone else, we're just nailing outside of our backyard. So that's why whatever you want to show for the customer or as a UI, everything should go under these two element. I mean, this inside this body tag. So here we learned that H1 can be, oh sorry, a header can be anything between H1 through H6. So header, okay, and then one more, Control C, Control V. So H1 can be, let's say, between H1 and H6 headers. So I can put here 6 and then 6. Cool, save. Let's see. Maybe someone haven't forked the previous mod page still. That's why maybe still I'm not able to see the results. Let me copy and then refresh my page. Then paste over here. Let's save. Lost saved less than a minute ago. And save. Okay. Let me remove this. Maybe it's kind of extra this time. Body header H6 title head body. No worries. Control A. I mean, I can go and then we'll do it in our well-known document. So let me remove this one over here and start covering everything inside this notepad. Okay. Again, sorry. So we covered that H1 through H6 and then paragraph, right? So P, and then it's also self-closing, lorem ipsum, and so on. Okay, and then after that we covered how to work with how to create an empty space just with the BR, and then how to draw a horizontal line. Okay, let me open this one. I mean, create this and then put over here a horizontal line. Okay, HR, and so yeah, there is a confusion, right? That's why we were having. Thank you. Yeah, this is not HTML. See, that's why it's a problem. Title. Thank you. Great catch. Great, detail orientation. So now let's bring some meaningful paragraph to finalize our, page. For example, regarding this JavaScript, I want to put this one and then using my paragraph over here. And one more paragraph down here for this one. Okay, so we integrated over here, breaking line, I mean the space, and then horizontal line. Now let me quickly put here image tag. Okay, never forget src is used for linking the images. So I'm gonna go here and then just grab something over here. Let's say a waterfall. You can put GIF as well. So let's get this one, copy image address, and then put over here. And if you remember, guys, we have those attributes alt for providing detailed information for visually impaired or improving accessibility. Okay, so waterfall, and then we have width, of course, which is let's say 200, and then height as well, which is also, let's say, 200. Okay, and finally we can put here a tag. So self-closing, never forget self-closing. a tag, and then it has attribute called href to link the the links. Let's say this one, and I want to put here and here. Click to read more. ... Let's go and then check it in our real page. So I just save it and then want to refresh this one, and everything should be okay. See? So horizontal line, empty, space, and the headers can be between H1 and H6. Click to read more, and I can put image over here. So let me take this image. Actually, Control C, and then put over here as well. So I want to wrap with a tag, to make it clickable, to make it this image clickable. So I just need to open here a tag, okay? And then instead of writing a content for this image, so I just need to, okay, this is still paragraph, right? I just made a mistake. I have to go and then take this image out from here. Control X outside of that paragraph. So here is okay. Look at this. So I have an image between this A tag. So I just need to close this A, and then now when I click this image, it should redirect to me somewhere else, maybe to, let's say, HTTPS and google.com. Let's see, and then go back, check, refresh. And where is our paragraph? Somehow messed up here. P, H6, P is closed, and BR, and then A. Clear this one. H1, A tag, and but if we take quickly this one and check what's going on. Okay, and how about if I put here my A tag, and inside that A tag I have image, and then A tag is closed. See, interesting. Click. Okay, it is redirecting me to Google. And is there something I'm missing? A. Let me remove this at this point. Maybe something going on. Click just to debug. Okay. Okay. And I just want to put here image tag, img, and then alt. We can give something different. Different water wall, maybe this one. Copy image address and go back and put over here. Save. I don't want even this click, and save and refresh. Oh, there is something. What's this? Alt. Doesn't look like a valid link. Let me take this one, P, and then go remove this. Okay, what's the problem with my image, guys? Is not alt, should be S or C. Okay, yeah, that's why. Yep, thank you. S or C, that's why we were missing that element. Now everything is okay. Image, and if it's even clickable, just redirects to me to Google, or I have to just change its target. You can even write target over here. There is no order in terms of attributes. Okay, you can put here underscore and then blank, and then close this one, and just go back and refresh your page. Still works. Okay. And target empty blank. SRC. Let me shave and then refresh. Oh, this is not Google. Refresh this one. Click. Image target. Let me take it. because this is a Word notepad, maybe requiring strict rules. Yeah, the target's kinda. Let's check over here. The link I sent you earlier. Open that one. Not this one. Image. So here we have. So you can work with the SVG, PNG, these different types of different types of. Okay, got it. There's a problem. The target shouldn't go, guys, with this image, but for a tag. Okay, why don't you tell me? So it should be over here. Thank you. Now it goes. There's no problem with that. And just target, and as long as it's okay, it should open, but something with target. Save, refresh. Yep, that's okay now. Okay, cool. And somehow we wrapped up everything in this example, whatever we covered so far. Any questions, guys?
Nope.
That's awesome. I'm really glad that you easily grasped, easily understood everything in one chunk, with one attempt. So would be glad to have your actual questions. Still we have time. Okay. But these are the main, the essential part of HTML introduction. And you can, from this time, you can build your own a very simple web page and play around just with the different image, different sizes, A tags, links, and paragraphs, headers, so on. So to sharpen your knowledge, whatever we have covered so far. And regarding the interview questions based on these, concepts we have covered today. So attributes are important. So tell me about the image attributes or A tag attributes, or tell me about list me some self-closing tags in HTML. Okay, so the moment they ask, you can be like a machine gun. Okay, BR, HR, these are image, these are the self-closing tags. Okay, and yeah, that's it. I think from our side. I'm really glad to be helpful in this case. I think appreciate your attendance, and thanks for your participation. Okay.
Thank you so much.
so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My pleasure. Okay. You have a great rest of the day. Bye.